Okay, what's going on, guys? I'm going to show you some top tips. First, I just want to say if you are celebrating Christmas, Merry Christmas for those that do celebrate. And if you don't, happy holidays. And hopefully you spend this time with your family. And of course, if you have got FC25 for Christmas, I got two surprises for you. Number one, first of all, we're going to go over some top tips if you're new to the game in regards to FC on how to improve. And also, if you're an existing user, stick around because I want to teach you some stuff like how AI passing assistance works and stuff like that. People don't even know this. And we're going to go over that. And also, I have a discount for my Patreon. This is the first time, actually, we're announcing a discount ever. It's 15% off only for today and tomorrow with the discount code Xmas. Or you can click on the link down below. And in the checkout, just add the code Xmas to get 15% off your first month of your FC school. Now, do you want to get better at FC25? Now, before you skip ahead, what if I told you if you join my FC school and you didn't get better after 1 month, I'll refund your money? I can say this because I've been running my FC school for many years and thousands of students join and even stay on. We go over complete in-depth gameplay tutorials showing you both the theory of something and the gameplay examples using real-life examples in a structured format that's like a course. The videos are on a systematic learning system teaching you everything from the core mechanics, the basics to the meta so you can get better as a whole with explanations that go beyond the scope of my YouTube channel. FC School has already started with every single tactical layout, focuses, meta cards, and learn the meta before it even becomes the meta. So come join thousands of others in a mature audience community for those looking to get better at FC25, patreon.com/NealGuides, or click the link down below. Now, when you join, we already have a live with hundreds of videos, more than my YouTube channel, in fact, with new videos on FC25 getting constantly added so you'll never run out of content. The biggest mistake people do is they spend thousands of dollars on FP points every year thinking this will make them better, but it won't. But now it's time for you to make that change. Don't forget, if you don't get better after 1 month, just send me a message and I'll refund your money. That's the NealGuides Guarantee. Links down below in the description, patreon.com/NealGuides. Now let's go over to some basics, right? Now let me tell you one of the most basic mistakes here, yeah? It's persistence, okay? Now people think when you aim your left analog stick and you aim the direction, the ball goes where you want it to go, but it doesn't. The only way you can manually trigger a pass is if you hold the R1 button and press triangle. This is what's known as precision pass. You may have seen this arrow before. That means wherever you aim your left analog stick, the ball is going to go. So you can see if I aim down, the ball's going to go down. But you see with a regular pass, this pass, like if I aim outside the pitch, do you see how the game assists the pass for me? So this is very important, okay? So let me just draw something up for you. If there's player 1 and player 2 and you have the ball, okay, right? Now, if you aim in the middle between player 1 and player 2, the game doesn't know who to pass to. So the game will pass to the closest player you are aiming to. Hence why it's called pass assistance. So if your ground passes are not going where you want them to go, you need to make sure you aim your left analog stick properly. So if I wanted the ball to go to player 1, then I aim at player 1. Simple as that. So I'm just going to quickly show you an example. We're going to go into a game and you can see, look, if I want the ball to go towards that player, I literally just aim at them. But what do you do, for example, here, there's two players in close proximity. How do I get the ball? As you saw, there's two players here and here. How do I get the ball to, for example, this player here? Now, this is where pass assistance is actually quite smart. You basically aim off the pitch. Because what it is, when you do your aiming, as I said, if you aim in the middle, there's like an aim lock system. It will aim to the closest person to the point you are aiming, okay? Now, if you aim in the middle, the pass could go to either player. But if you wanted to aim to this player or this player, then you overcommit. So for example, you're going to see just in this very clip here. So I'm showing it in actually in an instant replay, actually in a highlight. We go to an instant replay. We're going to bring this back to telly. Now there's two players here, right? So if you want to pass the ball to this player, guaranteed every single time, you aim outside of the pitch. Now you can see more of this on my Patreon series. We're actually starting a new basic fundamental series as well for those of you that are completely new to the game. The most simplest basics, because there's a lot of confusion around it. But have a look. So you can see what I'm going to do is I'm going to aim my left analog stick outside the pitch. You see this? Watch. So do you see how the game assists the pass? So it's the only time it doesn't assist it. Let's say, for example, there's no one next to you and you aim outside the pitch, right? You can see that the game, even if I'm trying to aim outside the pitch, the game keeps passing the ball to this player. It's only, for example, if I'm like over here and there's no one next to me and I aim outside the pitch, then the ball would go outside the pitch. So it's very important when you're trying to aim your passes, please face the player. It also comes the same with shooting as well, right? You know how the shooting assistance works? It's almost the same thing. Now we're going to go over some things in Ultimate Team. So if you are new to FC 25, I will have some cheaper squad builders on my account. But if you are new to FC, it's very, very important that you understand almost sometimes the basics of how things work. Now, one thing I want to mention to you very, very quickly as well. If you are, I'm just going to show something here. Like here, what you can do is you can go. It's going to show you like so. You can go here. You can go on YouTube, and then you can just check out some of my videos. I got a lot of tutorials here. There's a lot of play. You go to the playlist, and FC25. We've got a full FC25 play tutorials. If you want to see more in-depth tutorials, of course, you can check out my Patreon series as well. But one common thing people always get mistaken, right? Let me tell you something, okay? The most important thing is never the player rating. This is such a basic thing. This number here, you completely ignore. And these numbers here, you completely ignore. This one, I would say a bit less because this one actually makes sense. But this overall rating, think about it this way. EA decide whatever they want to rate the player. It doesn't matter. Even if you have, for example, 2,000 in-game stats, you could still be a low-rated card. Now, these ones over here, the base cards, as you can see, these ones over here is basically an amalgamation or more of an average. So if you average these two out, but it doesn't always equal average. So for example, you can see on certain cards, let's say, for example, I see Mateus, you can see, for example, even though his crossing and free kick accuracy are low, it still averages to 86. So these in theory are good, but you always want to look at in-game stats. So you can see he's got 88 pace, he's got 91 sprint speed, which is very, very good. But sometimes, for example, you could have a player that's much slower. So you can see Batcher, she's got 87 pace. But when you look at the in-game stats, her sprint speed's only 83. So these are some common things people always mistake. They always think, oh, the highest rated player must be better. No, you always want to look at in-game stats. In particular, you want to see the specific stats. If you're wondering what specific stats for what specific player, I got an actual Patreon video on that from last year that explains how all these stats affect what. That's just something just to bear in mind if you are new to the game. And if you're a regular player of the game, right? A lot of people, they concentrate on things like stand tackling. Listen, there's a few things that's important. For me, the most important thing is sprint speed, for example, and defense awareness for CDM. For striker, I'm looking at two things, okay? We're coming with play styles in a second, but I'm looking at, does this player have a 5-star weak foot, which is a benefit. You don't really need it now. This is not maybe the FIFA's, but you know how bad finishing is, but do they have at least a 4-star weak foot minimum? And I'm also looking for the finishing stat. The better the finishing is, the higher the chance to convert. Now, finishing only takes into account for shots inside the box. Long shots is important for shots outside the box. This is why it's very, very important. If I'm looking for someone that can finesse the ball, I also want someone that's got good long shots and good curve. So this is a perfect example why you have to be careful, because if you're trying to do evolutions, now evolutions, if you are new to the game, I got a video on that, but those existing viewers, you will know what an evolution is. You got to be really careful, because if I go over here to evolutions and everyone's going to be like to me, yeah, Jota is a very, very good evolution. I can do him. But you see, he's only got 83 long shots and he's only got 84 curve, and he loses the finesse shot playstyle. So these are all the things you have to take into account. Now, let's say, for example, you just use him on it without the elite chip. You can see here, he still has 83 long shots and 84 curve. So when I'm looking at a player, this is a nil guide. If you're really good, as you can find cards quickly. So I go over here on Photo.gg, I go to evolve players, right? Now let me tell you a trick, okay? Let the masses fail, okay? If I do it by finesse shot, because I want the finesse shot trait, right? And I'm going to add a custom filter, right? I'm going to add long shots here. I'm going to say 85. We're going to put curve to 85. And then we're going to put shot power to 85. Now, this would be the bare minimum stats that I would want to make the evolution at least financially viable. You can see here. Now, realistically, we're going to go through the main leagues here. So we're just going to go to Premier League example. Now, if I go to Premier League, look, there's only a few finite players that actually have those stats. Now, realistically, 85 is good when the game comes out. Ideally, at this stage, you want to be going for at least 88. So we're going to change all the stats to 88. And you can see there's only a few players that I can actually choose from. Now, a lot of these cards are very, very good, but then I also want someone that can finish inside the box, right? So finishing, at this stage, I'm expecting at least 90 finishing. And sprint speed is important, because can you imagine if you have someone that's slow? Can you imagine if you have someone that's got 50 pace? No, you don't want that. So you want someone who's got at least 88 sprint speed. And we add that to the filters. And now you can see, look, we've only got one page. So out of all the players that I'm filtering, there's only one page. And you can see, look, someone like Son, right? 88 sprint speed, 90 finishing naturally, good curve, and he's got good shot power and good long shots. So when I'm looking at some of these players, I'm now going to relate them, and that is why I like this Philogene card. Now, you don't have to do all this nonsense. You can literally just do the Avalanche. I don't know where it is, but you can just do the Avalanche and get the finish shot. Now, he may have less long shots, may only have +3 compared to Jota. And yes, you're probably right, for example, with Jota, because we go here to Jota quickly, and we go to the evolution. Let's just say with the finesse shot. Now you might be saying to me, oh yeah, Jota is better, but you see I've gone with Philogene because a few different things. Number one, you can play multiple positions, and although Jota's got much better shot power and finishing, Philogene's a bit faster, and Jota's got better strength and aggression, which is a big thing. They're both 5-star, 5-star, but the issue is over here, as you can see, is that he lacks the long shots. Now, you got to take this into account. Like, for example, when I'm doing this, I'm taking all these things into account. Now, I look at the 88 curve and I look at the 84. So when you're doing these evolutions, these are the few things that you got to take into account. You got to take into account everything. Now, I think Jota's not on this list, but he can probably still make this list. So even though he's not here because I put 84, whatever it is, he lacks the curve, you can reduce their stats. So this is why you want to make these things into account. And also, don't rush to do an evolution. Like, today is Christmas Day. I'm hoping EA release some sort of good evolution. This evolution has to be unlocked by the 4th of January, but there's a possible potential I could chain some evolutions together. So I could, for example, chain this one with another one, and I can chain all these different eras together. So there could be an evolution that, for example, like attacking Avalanche, that improves a striker. So, for example, this Philogene gold card, there could be a potential possibility I could improve this card, and then I can also put him in an attacking Avalanche and improve him even more. So don't hastily rush to do any evolutions is what I want to say. Now, let me tell you something else. Playstyles. I got a video on playstyles. You want to know the most meta playstyles? Very, very important. Right now, for the game, the meta is finesse shots are probably the most meta, okay? Okay. Long ball is very meta for passing. So is pinged passing. Incisive is good, but I think you have to be a high skilled player to at least know when, not high skilled player, but you need to at least know when to make those through balls, at least. But they're much quicker. But pinged passing and long ball is very, very important. Defending, jockeying is the most important for me. And I like anticipate. For CDM, I think intercept or jockey. I think here, ideally, you want to go rapid or technical. First touch is also good. Quick step is very, very good. And Trivella for shooting. And area, if we think about it. And then goalkeeper, the most important one is rush out. Or 1v1, close down. So those are the most important when you're looking. So whenever I'm trying to find a player, I'm trying to prioritize that. So you can see both my center backs got a jockey play style. Now the only thing is my CDM, but you can see my CDM's got the regular jockey play style, but he's got very high stats. Look at that. 91 sprint speed, 85 defense awareness. Reminds me of Vieira, the way it's card plays. So these are all the things you got to take into account when you're doing these evolutions. And to be honest, you haven't got to spend money in the game. You know, this is kind of my fun account. Look, they gave us this card for free. You could actually, if you grind the game properly and you evo your players, you could actually create a very, very good team. If you are new to the game, do not buy packs. I always make this joke. Well, it's not really a joke. The only thing you should do every single day is always check your classic pack, your preview pack. You could get something lucky. I think I got Martial Winter Wildcard last year or the year before. I can't remember. But never buy these. Such a waste of money, guys. Like, you're wasting so much money. It's not worth it. You're not going to get a good return. Do you know what? The only good thing is, the only very, very good thing is, look, for those that are new to the game, I remember when I was a kid, I never used to get the game early like everyone else did. Like a lot of people got the game early. I had to wait till Christmas to get the game. So I used to start the game. But the good thing is, if you start the game now during Christmas, you can get one of the best strikers for 15k. Okay. You can get these amazing players who've got actually amazing stats that you would otherwise in any other year not been able to get them. So a lot of these players are actually very good for their price. You don't have to keep up with the meta. If you want to, you can. But remember, let me tell you something. Skill is the most important thing. A pro player can win with a bronze team. A good player can win with a gold team. It doesn't matter about your team. Yes, you need to have a meta team. Okay, as long as you're following them, you can't have someone 50 sprint speed, for example, at center back. But like, if you go from let's say you're sitting here and you're watching this and you're 11 win player, okay? If you went to a 10, 15 million coin team, maybe you might go to 13 wins if you're lucky. Otherwise, you might get 12 wins. But you're not going to go from like a rank 5 player to a rank 1 just by improving your team. Remember that. Do not waste your money. I always make this joke that I say, look, it's not worth spending money on this game. It is really not. It's probably the biggest waste of money. So if you are got this game and you got it for Christmas, like maybe you can spend maybe like 10, 15 pounds to give you a little bit of a boost when the game comes out. But I highly would recommend it. You know, your return of all the FP point cost diminishes after every single day since the game comes out. Actually, there's a video on that on my Patreon series that explains it and when's the best time to buy packs in your highest purchasing power. The next thing I want to talk about is tactics. Now let me tell you something else. Tactics can only take you so far. Okay, it's the same thing. Look, I think you have to have the right tactics. You can't go in with like some dead formation and you're gonna struggle if you haven't got 2 strikers. If you haven't got 2 CDMs and you're defending, you're gonna struggle. But, you know, just by copying tactics doesn't mean you're going to become a god tier player. People always watch my tactics videos and they never adjust tactics either. Tactics can bring you up, but it will not make you go from like a rank 5 to a rank 1. But let's say you're a high skilled player and using the wrong tactics and you're on rank 4. With the right tactics, you can get to rank 1. So what I'm trying to say is tactics are important. So if you're someone who's good at the game and you're struggling, tactics can help you. But if you're not good at the game and you're struggling, it doesn't matter what tactics you use, you're still going to struggle. Equally, if you're amazing at this game or you're a pro player, you could use the worst gold team, the worst tactics, and you're still going to be a top tier rank 1 player. Or at least fighting for the rank 1. Maybe you might get 14, 13 wins because of the team that you have and how unlucky you might get against another matchmaking. So those are just a few important things inside the game. And I want to talk about something else, okay? There's a lot of videos out there, other tutorials, you can watch those as well. Look, defending, keep it as basic as possible. In my opinion, 2 centre-backs you got to buy. Koundé and Van de Ven. You haven't even got to Evo them like I have. Use those 2 centre-backs. I think for the average player, they will save you. They're so cheap. I'll have some cheap squad builders on my channel very, very soon. But look, I just wanted to make this quick video, more of an information type video. And I just want to, again, wish you all a very Merry Christmas for those that are celebrating. And if you're not, I wish you very happy holidays and Happy New Year. This video should be coming out during Christmas. I'm actually recording this on Christmas Eve. So thank you very much for tuning in. Don't forget 15% off only today and tomorrow, right? Only today and tomorrow. Patreon.com/NealGuides. 15% off your first month with the code Xmas. If you don't get better after 1 month, we will refund your money. So even if you do the 15% discount and you don't improve, just message me and we'll refund your money. We're guaranteed from all the years we've been doing this. That people have joined and they always stay. But if you're really not happy, we'll refund your money. That's the NealGuides Guarantee. So you literally got nothing to lose. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Peace out.